Hello and welcome to my channel Green Line Goddess Tarot. This is your weekend reading for the 5th and 6th of November. So let's see what is coming through. We have the Star card, very lovely, divine guidance, healing coming through. So that's very beautiful. Let's see what's coming in with the Star this time. So let's see where you've been guided towards on the weekend. We've got the Strength card, courage, strength, resilience. So being guided towards that. Okay, so that's interesting. Sometimes the Strength card comes in where, you know, you're working through a lot of things, but it can also be where you're gathering the strength to do something that, you know, is going to require courage. The Nine of Swords, there's probably a lot going on inside your mind that you're processing here. Even the idea of this, where you're being divinely guided, could be a little bit stressful or worrying. The Five of Pentacles, some of you might be getting messages about leaving situations or moving on from situations that involve like resources. So whether it's your job or the way money's been working for you. For some of you, there is this sense with the Five of Pentacles, this can be worried about money, worried about the economy, worried about where things are going financially. And so it's saying, gather your strength here, gather your courage. And the Star card is saying, oh, I'm guiding you through this. And we've got the Three of Cups, which is actually celebration. Interesting. It's such an interesting energy. And we've got the Empress, okay? Abundance. Oh, this is like chalk and cheese energy. It's like when you're down on the human realm, it might feel like the Strength card, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, where it's like there's things that feel like they're lacking, you're worrying about stuff. Really is kind of, you know, a test of strength and resilience to kind of get through some energies in life. But then we've got the Empress, which represents abundance, fertility, love and money. And the Star card is guiding you towards the Empress and saying on the higher realms, there's something that's guiding you towards abundance, and that they're celebrating that this guidance can be there and can come in, but it feels so different. And they're celebrating that there's this sense that perhaps you're gathering your strength here when you get this message from the Star, which is a message from the divine, that comes in and says, okay, you know what, there is something you can do about what it is that you feel is lacking and you're really worrying about, but it is going to require you being really brave and courageous. But, you know, if you step into it and follow that guidance, then there's celebration around it. So, yeah, interesting. It just feels like, two very different like energies and realities. It's like, oh, you're asking me to go there, and that's actually, you know, hard for me to do that. But then you're kind of promising that if I do go there, it's going to have this good outcome, and I can't necessarily feel that or see that right now. So it is a question of faith and trust, and the courage, the Strength card is where it's like, it's putting your ego to the side and listening to spirit. So the ego is the part of us that goes, oh, we can't do that. No, I never do that. Or no, that's too hard. Or whatever it is, I'm not good enough. Or what if it doesn't work? Like all the like little human parts of us, the ego parts of us, it can be good and it can be not so good. But it's like put the ego aside. You know, the maiden is closing the mouth of the lion, representing our ego. And this message is coming in from above saying there is a direction here that we want you to hear. So get out of the way. Get out of the way. We can see there are things that are not working for you, absolutely. But this is a very, very fertile time. It's just that it may not seem like it or look like it. So it's very much like I said, if you kind of go up to the higher vibrations, there's all this potential and guidance and possibility. If you come down to like what you're actually seeing in front of you, it might feel like something totally different. And it is this question of faith that comes in and listening to those beautiful, like higher messages that can come through. So yeah, that's it. That's the reading for the weekend. It's quite fascinating how there's just, and interesting when you see it, when there's such a difference between the different frequencies of the, like how people are perceiving, or the difference in the quality of the energy. This is where you'll have some people that can get quite irritated and annoyed if you say, I'll follow this can be an abundant time. They're like, there's no way that this can be an abundant time, because they can't connect up to it or see it. And Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it feels like there's a lot of oppositional energy where people might feel like they're in very different places, and there's an opportunity for misunderstandings. I don't understand where you're coming from. This is how I'm seeing it, and you're seeing it like that, and it just feels like two very different things. And just to be aware that at the moment there's an incompatibility with the energies, depending on what frequencies you're tuning in or what lens you're seeing the world through at this moment in time. And so this could come out in terms of conflicts with other people. And it, again, I think yesterday we were seeing like see something from a different perspective or someone else's point of view, and that can actually help with this, which is kind of like I think what we were guided towards in terms of stepping into this. But yeah, just to understand that there's a bit of a mismatch of energy, and you might even be in both, been able to see both or experience both or one or the other. But this energy, this too shall pass, like all other energies. But we do have the lovely guidance of the star, which brings peace and healing to a situation, and the Empress. So there is good energies out there, and they're kind of saying to, step out of your way and tap into that. So, yeah, fascinating energy. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to that huge lunar eclipse that is occurring on the 8th. So we'll talk about that next week. But this feels like there's a lot that from the higher realm is asking you to consider those higher messages of where you're being guided versus what your ego where your ego is wanting to take you. So, yeah, that's the kind of the journey into that big of what's being illuminated with the full moon, and that's it. So that's the weekend reading. I would say with these beautiful high vibrational energies, it might be a great time to kind of meditate or to kind of get to that higher vibe frequency to kind of see the potentials of where something's being guided in your life. And yeah, that could be a really, take some time out to set the intention to kind of tune into that frequency. Could be a good thing to do. And I feel like it will make it an easier passage into the eclipse energy. So that's the weekend reading. Look forward to seeing you next week, and we will be talking about the eclipse. Can't wait to see what comes up with that one. And yeah, look forward to seeing you then. Enjoy your weekend.